Hi everyone and welcome back to Tennis Time. So in today's video I'm going to cover the number 16 match on the greatest tennis matches of all time, the 20 greatest tennis matches of all time. I've been cheating the last time a little bit because I've picked two matches on number 17. I'm doing that again on number 16. I'm putting the 2009 and 2017 Australian Open final on the spot of 16. Both finals have been played between Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal. There are some interesting parallels between these two matches, and those are the ones I would like to point out today and talk about it. As usual, I'm going to put the description below for the match, for the highlights, or if you want to see the full match, it's really worth it. Before we move on, please subscribe to the channel in case you haven't done so already. So I was mentioning before about the parallels in these two finals. Both matches were lasting for 5 sets. The 2009 was a little bit longer, it was 4 hours and 23 minutes, and the 2017 final was 3 hours and 38 minutes. One of the interesting things regarding the semi-finals, the way these two players went into the final. So in 2009, Federer was playing on a Thursday in the semi-finals, so he had 2 days to recover, 2 days full off before he played the final against Nadal. So he was definitely the fresher man. And Nadal was playing on a Friday, the semi-final, and he was playing a match which went for over 5 hours against Fernando Verdasco, and that match is definitely one of the biggest matches of the previous decade. Also worthy making this list. In 2017, Federer was again playing on Thursday. He wasn't having an easy match. It was a 5-set battle against Wawrinka, but nonetheless it was a quicker match than what Rafa Nadal had on the day after, on a Friday against Grigor Dimitrov, which again went over 5 hours. It's really tough to say the match against Dimitrov or against Verdasco in 2009, respectively 2017, which was the more grueling one. If we look back at 2009, what was at stake at the time? So in 2008, at the end of the 2008 tennis season, Roger Federer was a 13-time Grand Slam champion, and he was playing to win the Australian Open and to equal Pete Sampras's Grand Slam record. A few years before that, at the end of 2002, Sampras set that record, and only 7 years later it looked like it's already in danger, and Federer would potentially equal and surpass him. So that was quite a lot at stake when that match was played for Roger Federer. And Rafa Nadal, on the other hand, in 2009, Nadal was a 5-time Grand Slam champion, so definitely a worthy opponent. And in the previous Grand Slam final where they've met in 2008 at Wimbledon, Rafa Nadal was the one who managed to edge Roger Federer in a thrilling 5-set battle. That's probably one of the best matches of all time, definitely. So there was a lot of stake at that match, because for Nadal, he was going for his 6th slam, and the first on a different court than clay or grass. So he was trying to win his first Grand Slam title on a hard court. And as I said, Roger Federer was trying to equal Sampras's record of 14 Grand Slam titles. So a lot was at stake. And given the fact that Nadal had to be so incredibly tired, he's actually talking about this in his book, Rafa, My Story. Very interesting book and very good read. And he was so incredibly tired and totally exhausted after his semi-final against Verdasco. He really did not think he would be able to recover and play a super competitive match against Federer. And even the second day when he woke up, he felt so tired, but somehow something happened before the final. The adrenaline rush must have helped him, and he was fine for the final. In 2017, it was a similar story. The only difference was that Nadal has already also reached the age of 30, and he wasn't 22 anymore, and he couldn't really recover that quickly as he did in the 2009 final 8 years before. So if you look at the match in 2009, Federer was the one who seemed to have the first set in the bag. He was 4-2 up, he lost the break, and in the end, at 5-all, he lost his serve, and Nadal served out the first set to win it 7-5. In the second, he seemed to gain the upper hand again. He broke Nadal once, that was enough. He took the second set 6-3, so it was one set all. In the third set, well, now the third set I think was really the deciding factor in this match, and it looked a little bit like Roger Federer was the better player. He was winning his points a little bit more easily, but Nadal, the grinder he can be, and he was the defensive animal back in those days. He managed to grind out that third set in a very tight set, in a tie break. And that was key for him in that match. He lost the fourth set similarly as he lost the second, so it was 2 sets all. But as going into the fifth set, somehow it looked like Roger Federer was the one who was too tired, and Nadal just edged him, and he broke him twice in the fifth set and took that final set 6-2 while breaking Nadal. While breaking Federer when he was serving at 2-5 down. So it seemed like it should have been Federer's match to win, but somehow Nadal managed to edge it out. If we look at the 2017 match, somehow in that match Federer was the one who started off a little bit better, a little bit quicker. He won the first set with a break at 6-4, and a visible difference to the 2009 final or any other match he played against Nadal was the way he was hitting his backhand. So it looked like before all the time Nadal, when he was hitting his lefty forehand to Federer's backhand, the ball bouncing up high with that super topspin only Nadal can hit, was really bothering Federer a lot, and Federer was making a lot of errors because of that, but not really in this match. So Federer was hitting through his backhand drive, the backhand topspin with apparently incredible ease, and everybody was really super surprised about it. In the second set, you could see Nadal regroup. He went pretty quickly, not quickly, but he was convincing. He went 4-love up. He was 2 breaks ahead. Federer took 1 break back, but Nadal held on to the other one and took the second set 6-3. So it was 1 set all after 2 sets. In the third, it was Roger Federer again who went up very quickly this time, and he took the set in a dominant fashion at 6-1. In the fourth, it looked like Nadal was coming back again, and he did take the fourth set 6-3. In the fifth, the story seemed to be developing very similarly as it did in the 2009 final. So Nadal was the one to go really up first with a considerable advantage. He was 3-1 up. And you really had the impression that it's now his match to win and he's going to go away with it. But somehow that backhand of Roger Federer's started firing again. He wasn't missing anymore. He was very quick on his feet, and somehow he managed to turn the match around, and he's won the next 5 games, and by that he managed to defeat Rafa Nadal for the first time in a major final outside of Wimbledon. So these two have played 9 times against each other in a Grand Slam final. Nadal was leading 6-2 when they went into the 2017 Australian Open final. Nadal has won 1 Wimbledon final and 5 French Open finals against Federer. They've never played at the US Open. Never at the US Open at all, nor in the final. So this was a very, very sweet victory for Roger Federer, really more in the latter part of his career, winning in a Grand Slam final against Nadal once again. And the last time he's beaten him in a Grand Slam final was 10 years prior to that, so that was definitely an incredible achievement. I had the impression in both matches in the 2009 that it should have really been Federer's match, and somehow I had this feeling in the 2017 final that Nadal should have won that final, but it was the other man in the end who came out as the victor. Another interesting thing I've noticed from these 9 Grand Slam finals they've played against each other, there was only one single time where the player who has won the first set has lost the match, and that was their very first Grand Slam final back at the 2006 French Open final, where Federer's won the first set 6-1, but he lost the next 3 sets and he's lost the match. In the next 8 matches, 8 Grand Slam finals they've played against each other, the player who's won the first set has also won the title. Alright, please comment below what you think of these matches. In case you have any questions, please comment below, let me know. Thanks for watching, and as I said, please don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.